back to SoFlo Taste here at the Publix Aprons Cooking School in Plantation. Publix also has a school in Boca Raton. Visit Publix.com for class info. So moving on, I thought it would be interesting to show you knife cuts. When someone asks you to make a brunoise or a concassé of a tomato, a chiffonade of basil. So I'm here to show you those things. So a concassé tomato, that basically means peeled and chopped tomatoes. How to do that is you need a little boiling water going. Take the stem off of the tomato and cut a little X on the bottom, just like so. Put them into boiling water, but make sure you have ice water nearby. Count to 11. After 11 seconds, pull them out. Place them directly into the ice water so they don't cook, and take them out of there once they've cooled off a little bit. Go ahead and peel them where the X is, of course. And they peel really easily. The riper the tomato, the easier they peel. The next thing you have to do is seed the tomato. See how this is completely peeled? It's beautiful. We haven't cooked the tomato at all. And concassé is used on salsas and sauces and all kinds of stuff. So to take the seeds out of a tomato, you cut the tomato in half, and then you basically, using your fingers, push a little bit on the tomato and remove the seeds, just like so. And there you have a seedless tomato. To make a true concassé, all you do is take a good sharp knife, slice, turn it the other way, and dice. Nothing perfect. This is a concassé. It's not supposed to be perfect. Chop it up. And that is a concassé tomato, or a peeled and seeded tomato. The next thing I wanted to show you is something called chiffonade. Chiffonade. And that is when you take something nice and soft, like an herb or a lettuce leaf, and cut it into really thin slices. And that is what you usually find on the top of some Italian dishes, is a beautiful chiffonade of basil. So let me show you how to do that. You take some basil leaves, and it's a little painstaking, but you want them to all be facing the same direction. Stems on the bottom, top of the leaf on the top. So after you align your basil leaves, you're going to wrap them up into a tight roll, like so. Okay, so it's a nice tight roll of basil. I like to cut off the top. My hand is always in what we like to call a bear claw, okay, so that your knuckles and the front of your forefinger is this way, and that's what holds the knife, and it allows you to glide the knife so that you don't cut yourself. But you want it to be as close, tight to the knife as possible so that you can go as thinly as possible and do a true chiffonade. So you rock the knife back and forth to make a nice thin chiffonade. And then when you become a chef, you can go like this. And then you stop at the bottom. Take a look at this. It's beautiful, thin slices of basil. This is just gorgeous to put on the top of dishes. So that is the chiffonade. The next thing I wanted to show you is how to properly cut an onion into small diced pieces. So you take an onion. This is the root end, the piece that really holds everything together. I'm going to go ahead and slice a piece off the bottom of it and cut it in half and peel it. You got a good clean onion. You got the root end attached, so it's holding on to every layer, because you know onions are all layers. First thing you do is, I know there's layers in there, but we're going to make more of them. Holding your knife as flat as possible, we're going to go ahead and make layers starting from the top to the bottom of the onion. Trying not to disturb the onion as much as possible. And then finally one on the bottom. So I've done about, I think, 5 slices. Next, we're going to slice down into the onion across the onion, okay? So that when we go to cut it, we have little tiny diced pieces. So starting from the front, always keeping my hands in that little bear claw, okay, so that I don't cut myself. Or if I do, it's a minimal one. Next is to make those little diced pieces. Now we're just going to go for it and cut down across the other way. You see what you got? You got yourself little diced pieces of onions. So 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch dice is what we're looking for, and that's what we've got. So that's the onion. That is the small dice or brunoise. The last cut I wanted to teach you today is a julienne cut. So I was thinking maybe I'll show you on a pepper, because this is actually not as easy as it seems because of their thick skin. So the first thing I do is take the inside of the pepper out, like so. So to do a true julienne, you have to take this skin that you have here on the inside of the pepper off to get a really fine julienne. So how to do that is you take the pepper with the pretty skin on the outside, and you're going to make a little incision right there and cut it along the inside of the pepper, trying to keep this knife as flat faced up as possible, even with a cutting board. And there you have it. There's the inside of the pepper. That you can discard, use for sauces, throw in a soup pot, make it nice and sweet. Now you have a nice thin, beautiful piece of pepper, right? And it's easier to julienne. Now, it's a lot easier on your knife, just so you know, to cut a pepper on the inside part than on the outside part. It's really hard to cut a pepper perfectly, starting like this, because this is really hard to get through. So you always turn your peppers inside out when you go to cut them. So to cut a julienne, you're going as thin as you possibly can. And it's so beautifully thin and so even. This could just get tossed in a salad or tossed to finish things in a pasta salad. It would be beautiful. At the end of a cooking of a pasta in sauce, this would be lovely. So this is a julienne cut. Come right back so I can say goodbye. I want to thank all of you for joining me today. Did I fill some of the holes in your culinary compendium? I'll do more of these basics show in the future, so stay tuned. There's so much to learn. Now, if you didn't see the whole show today, you can see it anytime at SoFloTaste.com or again tomorrow night at midnight. Next Saturday, join me outside for my answer to, hey Michelle, when are you going to show us some great Argentine grilling? Well, my answer is next week. Join me and Chef Augustine Gamboa at Pelican Harbor for a great Argentine parrillada. Now let's see what's next on SoFlo Home Project. Good morning, Martin.
Hi Michelle, we're spending the day in the lap of luxury. Coming up on SoFlo Home Project, you'll see what I mean. We get a tour of this exclusive, modern, custom-built smart home in Coconut Grove. Wait until you see the inside.
Great, Martin, we'll be watching. So taste buds, have a great week, and I'll see you next weekend on the Argentine Pampas SoFlo style on SoFlo Taste. Bye-bye. Basics.